Sahana Vavatu Sahana Bhunaktu Sahaviryan Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. 66. Khilyo dhrutyai niramabdha vadadhyato yataha tatra tatra raso labhya khilyastveshana kutrachit. So with the illustration of lump of salt from the ocean, the Nididhyasana is being explained to show Atyantika Laya, the total dissolution of the individuality in Brahma Swarupa. The illustration we have seen, the water of the ocean on account of Bhanu Vipaka. Bhanu Vipaka is the heat of the sun becomes a lump of. When that lump of salt is thrown in the oceanic water only, in the ocean when it is thrown, that heat of sun getting that is eliminated, it becomes one with the ocean. And afterwards, you cannot remove that lump of salt separately. So what is the illustration is about the individuality of the lump of salt and not the salt as a chemical. Be careful about that. Not as the salt as the chemical, but that individuality of the lump of salt with a particular form, etc., that was there. That individuality gets lost with the ocean. That individuality, was it not one with the ocean earlier, before Bhanu Vipaka? What do you mean by ocean? Ocean is not simply H2O. The salt also is there as such. As the ocean, it was one whole. That means the salt also was part and parcel of the ocean. But because of Bhanu Vipaka, heat of the sun, what happened? It got a separate individuality as though distinct from the ocean. And when it is again thrown in the ocean, the Bhanu Vipaka, heat of the sun, goes and it loses its individuality to become what? One and the same ocean that was earlier. And you may take the water from anywhere from the ocean, you will not get the earlier individuality of the lump of salt, though you may taste it saline. This is the example, especially that individuality is to be considered and not simply salt as such. So now let us see. So what happened now? Samudrasyambhasastapat khilyataivam paratmanaha abrahmastamba paryantam jivata syada vidyaya. Darshtanta is being now explained. We have seen the connecting Shruti. Evam va are idam mahat bhutam anantam anantam aparam vijnana ghanaha eva etebhya bhutebhya samuthaya tan eva anuvinashyati. 2, 4, 12. This Shruti we have already seen. So that is now the illustration is being applied here. Anvaya tapat samudrasyambhasaha khilyata evam avidyaya paratmanah abrahmastamba paryantam jivata sya. Tapat samudrasyambhasaha khilyata evam avidyaya paratmanah jivata abrahmastamba paryantam jivata sya. Tapat. Now see, ocean is one, but that lump of salt got a separate individuality apart from the ocean on account of what? Tapa. What tapa? Bhanu tapa. Bhanu vipaka. Heat of the sun. So now say tapa. On account of the heat of the sun. Samudrasyambhasaha. Of the oceanic water. When you say oceanic water, salt is part and parcel of the oceanic water. So therefore, which is one without division. So Samudrasyambhasaha, of that oceanic water, Khyata gets the status of what? Khilya, a lump of salt, as though distinct from what? The oceanic water. Khilyata. This is the illustration. Now Darshtanta, Evam, in the same manner, Avidyaya, on account of, see, Paramatma is one without the second. There is no separate individuality called the Jiva in reality. But on account of avidya, ignorance of one's swarupa, avidya, what happens? Paratmanaha, of Paramatma, abrahmastamba paryantam jivatasya. Get the status of what? Jiva. What type of jiva? Abrahmastamba paryantam, beginning from Brahma, the Hiranyagarbha onwards up to any insignificant creature. On account of what? Really, what is there? Only one Paratma, Advaya Paratma is there. On account of avidya, appears as though a distinct jiva, and jiva can be from Hiranyagarbha onwards up to any insignificant creature. Stamba. On account of what? Avidya. See, oceanic water is one, ocean is one, but because of Bhanu Vipaka, what happens? A separate individuality of lump of salt comes. Now, in the place of Bhanu Vipaka, in the case of illustration, what is there now? Avidya. So, of course, these aspects will be explained afterwards. The parallels of the Drishtanta and the Ashtanta. Advaya Brahma Paramatma is in the place of what? Oceanic water, ocean, the one individual ocean. All other aspects will be one by one will be explained afterwards. So therefore, so just as the heat of the sun gives a distinct individuality as the lump of salt for appearance, though it is part and parcel of oceanic water, so also here avidya, ignorance of one's swarupa. So what happens? It gives the that is the individuality of the jiva. And what type of jivas? All jivas. What are the A to Z of jivas? Topmost fellow, who is he? Hiranyagarbha, any insignificant creature. We have seen Hiranyagarbha, Virat are also who? Jiva. Where? Kanva Vidya Prakasha. Kanva Vidya Prakasha, you have seen. Even they are also jiva, but exalted jiva. Upadhi is such that the moment the upadhi is taken, the knowledge is there, gets freed from the samsara, but the prarabdha has to be exhausted. So that means, so now one thing has to be taken into account here. You say the lump of salt is dissolved in the oceanic water, but again if you heat it up, what happens? Again it will become lump of salt. So with all effort, this fellow, what did he do? Got rid of avidya and discovered Brahma Sarupa Tadatmya. Afterwards, what will happen? Again with avidya, jiva will come. There it is possible, here avidya cannot come back, that's all. It will be seen afterward, avidya will not become. So for example, a rope mistaken as a snake, when you discover that means the rope and not as the snake but a rope only, so what happens? At other time, you may again mistake the same rope as what? Snake. That is possible. But here, once the avidya is gone in direct cognition of Paramatma Swarupa, there is no possibility of vidya coming back. So Drishtantas have got their own limitations. So all that is to be seen here is that specific lump of salt, when dissolved in the oceanic water, when the Bhanu Vipaka goes, you cannot take it out from anywhere. That is only the illustration. So other aspects do not apply, and it will be seen in due course. So now the So that is now, what is the Swarupa of Paramatma who appears as the Jiva, A Brahma Stamba Paryantam? Let us see now. This is also based on that, 2, 4, 12. Mahadbhutam anantam syadaparam chidghanam swataha. Dehendriyakhya bhutebhyo jivatvena samuthitam. Swataha mahadbhutam anantam aparam chidghanam syat. Dehendriyakhya bhutebhya jivatvena samuthitam. What is the nature of this Paratma, Paramatma, who due to avidya appears as the Jiva from Brahma, Hiranyagarbha onwards to Stamba, any insignificant creature? Swataha, that is by its very nature, Swarupataha. Swataha is Swarupataha. In its own Swarupa, says Swataha, Swarupataha. What is it? It is actually say, Swataha Chidghanam. A short anvaya I am giving, in between all others, a description of what is Chidghanam. Swataha Chidghanam. This, what is it? This Paratma, by its very Swarupa is what? Chidghanam. Chidghanam is what? Chaitanya Swarupa. And that Ghana means Advaya. Ghana, you know what is Ghana actually? Dense. Ghana means dense. So, Ghanatva means what? Density, that dense. What you mean by dense? That and that alone, you have to take this way, that and that alone is, nothing else is there. So therefore, Chid Ghana means Chideva, Chinmatra Swarupa. There is nothing other than Chaitanya. That Ghana, why Ghana, that is other things are not there, will be told in stanza 71. So, Chaitanya Swarupa, and Chaitanya itself is knowledge principle, Vijnana Swarupa. So, Swataha Chidghanam. What type of Chidghana it is? That is now explained. Mahadbhutam, Mahadbhutam, Anantam, Aparam. These are all the adjectives for Chidghana. So, it is Swataha, by its very nature, Swarupa. It is Chidghana, Chaitanya Swarupa, Chaitanya Matram. And what is its nature? Mahad. We have seen the meaning of these words, Mahat, Bhutam, Anantam, Aparam, while seeing the Shruti 2, 4, 12. Of course, it will be explained in 69, 70 also. So let us see. Mahat stands for what here? That is Sarvagam, Anavachinnam, that which is free from the space limitations, that which is Sarvavyapi, all pervasive. Bhutam denies rest, all the parichinnatas are not there, means it is Nityam Kutastham. So Kutastha. Anantam, that which is not a karya, which is not an effect. Aparam, that which is not a cause. So therefore, Swataha, that Paramatma, by its very Swarupa is what? It is Sarvavyapi Mahat. It is Nitya, Bhutam. It is not an effect, Anantam. It is not a cause, Aparam. Other meaning of Anantam, Aparam will be given in the stanza 69. We will see that. Two types of meanings are there. So, now, this Paratma, so what happens now? So, it appears as Jiva. How? Dehendriyakhya bhutebhyaha jivatvena samuthitam. This Paratma, on account of what? Avidya, on account of ignorance, it becomes means appears as what? Jiva. How? Dehendriyakhya bhutebhya. Actually, the Dehendriyakhya is the meaning of bhutebhya. Bhutebhya. So, what is bhutebhya? Dehendriyakhya means having appeared to become the Deha, Indriya, etc., Antakarana, etc. Means having appeared to become means having identified with Dehendriya, Antakarana, and all that called Bhuta here. So this Paramatma, who is Chidghana, who is Sarvavyapi, who is Nitya, be not a cause, not an effect. So because of identification with the embodiment, Deha, gross body, Indriya, a subtle body also, Indriyas, the sense organs, organs of action, Antakarana, everything to be taken into account. So having appear to become and identify with the Upadhis. So both things are there. First thing, it appears to have become the Dehendriyadi. Then takes them as I, identification other. Both things are there. So on account of that, Bhutebhya, Jivatvena as Jiva, Samuthitam means appears to be a Jiva. Who is it? Paramatma. See, if you carefully scrutinize that Chidghana, Mahat, Bhuta, Ananta, Apara, truly speaking, that Chidghana can never become Jiva, but appears to be so on account of avidya. Now, what is meant by Mahat, Bhutam, Anantam, Aparam in stanza 68 are being explained in 69 and 70. Mahatvam sarvagatvam syad bhutatvam nitya siddhata. Anantapara shabdabhyam apti nityatva sadhanam. Mahatvam sarvagatvam syat bhutatvam nitya siddhata again syat. Anantapara shabdabhyam vyapti nityatva sadhanam ad abhihitam. Vyapti nityatva sadhanam abhihitam. Mahatvam sarvagatvam syat. Mahatvam. What do you mean by Mahatva? The meaning is given Sarvagatvam. You have to say Mahatvam means Sarvagatvam. Not two different words. Meaning of Mahatva is given in Sarvagatva. What is Sarvagatva? Sarvavyapitva. So Mahatva is here in this Shruti. It means, and as used in the 68, the Sarvagatvam. It is Vyapti, or that is all pervasiveness is shown by that. Means it doesn't have Desha Parichinnata. Space limitation is not there. That is what is shown by Mahatvam. Whereas Bhutatvam Nitya Siddhatasya. So, by what is meant by Bhutatva is, the meaning of Bhutatva is Nitya Siddhata. Always that exists. Kutastha. That which exists without any this change, vikara or destruction whatsoever. So, Nitya Siddhata Syad. So, Nitya Siddhata Syad. Then what is Ananta and Apara? See here. In Bhutatva, Nitya Siddhata means all limitations are denied. Anavachinna. It is what? Free from all limitations. Desha Parichinnata is not there. Kala Parichinnata is not there. Vastu Parichinnata. Because if any Parichinnata are there, what will happen? It will not be Nitya. So it is what is there. Whereas in Mahatva, only space it is confined to, the limitation of space being denied there. Whereas here, in the Bhutatva Nitya Siddhata, all three limitations are denied, because of which it is Nitya Kutastha. So then what is meant by Ananta Apara? He says, Ananta and Apara, two words, give the reasons why this Chidghana Paratma is Mahat and Bhuta. So that how it is? Anantapara Shabdabhyam. By these two words, Ananta and Apara, Vyapti Nityatva Sadhanam. It should be Shashti Tatpurusha. Vyapti Nityatvayoho Sadhanam. Sadhana means the means, the hetu, the reason. Why it is Vyapti means Mahat Sarvagatva. So Vyapti means all pervasive. What was that? Mahat meaning was given as Sarvaga. So therefore, why this Chidghana is what? Sarvavyapi. Vyapti means Sarvagatva, Sarvavyapitva. The reason is because it is ananta. We will see how it is ananta. Whereas nityatva, how it is nityatva? Because it is, because it is, nitya stands for what? Bhutatva. So why it is so? Because it is apara. So how ananta gives the hetu for Chachit Ghana being Vyapi Sarvaga Mahat, and how the Nityatva gives, Apara gives the hetu, the reason why that Chit Ghana is Nitya Bhuta. Let us say now. It should be taken this way. See, because it is Ananta, therefore it is Sarvagam. Yataha Anantam Tataha Sarvagam. Because it is Ananta. So Ananta here we have to confine only Desha Parichinnata is not there. Because it has no Desha Parichinnata, the spatial limitation, therefore it is what? It is Sarvagam, that is called as Mahatvam. Again, Yasmad Aparam Tasmad, not Aparam, Aparam. Yasmad Aparam Tasmad Nityam. Because Chidghana is aparam, here para has to be taken as all limitation. See, apara earlier, aparam earlier we have seen as what? Na karanam. Para also can be mean karana, which meaning will be seen in the next stanza. But para, see her say, apara. No? Apara samudra. What do you mean by apara samudra? Limitless. Sima, that is, we have no sima, there is no boundary as such, there is no limitation. So therefore here, aparam has to be taken as para as limitation. And what limitations? All the three limitations. Desha, Kala, Vastu, all are not there. Such a thing should necessarily be what? Nitya, which is called as Bhutatva. So therefore, Vyapti Nityatva Sadhanam means Vyapti Nityatva Yoho Sadhanam means Hetu, proof or the Hetu, the reason which leads to a conclusion that they have got Vyapti and Nityatva. Abhitam means is said so. Means Ananta Apara give us the reason why Chidghana is Sarvavyapi and Nitya. Now the alternate reading the meaning of Ananta and Apara, as we have seen in the case of Shruti, is now given in the second stanza, next stanza. Karya Karana Ehopalakshatam Anantatvam Akaryatvam Aparatvam Ahetuta. Yadi va iha, yadi va iha, that sandhi is va iha upalakshatam, by sandhi becomes vehopalakshatam. Now take the anvaya, yadi va iha karya karana rahityam upalakshatam. After iha, you can add adhyara, anantapara shabdabhyam. That will make very clear. Yadiva iha, after iha, anantapara shabdabhyam. By these two words, ananta and apara. Anantapara shabdabhyam. Karya karana rahityam upalakshatam. Upalakshatam. Anantatvam akaryatvam aparatvam ahetuta. Yadiva, or alternate meaning. Iha, iha, iha here means in the case of these two words. What are those words? Ananta and apara. In the case of these two words, iha. By these two, what are those? Anantapara Shabdabhyam. By these two words, Ananta and Apara, he says, let this be considered. Upalakshatam, let this be considered. What should be considered? Karya Karana Rahityam Upalakshatam. So, the status of being these two absent, Karya and Karana. Chidghana is neither the effect having some cause, nor it is a cause producing some effect. So, Karya Karana Rahitya. the status of being free, or the status of being free from both the statuses of karya and karana, effect and the cause. So what is what? Let us say now. Anantatva, namely, anant upalakshatam be considered. So by ananta para shabda, so what should be taken into account? The karya rahitya and karana rahitya. See, karya karana rahitya means what? Karya rahityam, karana rahityam. The chidghana paratma doesn't have the status of being a karya effect, nor has it status of being a karana, the cause. So what is what? Anantatvam, akaryatvam. By ananta, what is meant is akaryatvam. It is not an effect. So, whereas aparatvam ahetuta. By what is meant by apara is ahetu. Hetu here is karana. It is not a cause. So, means this chidghana is neither the cause of anything nor the effect of anything. Will you agree? This chidghana is neither a cause of anything nor an effect of anything. Yes or no? Yes. What is the cause of Jagat? What is the cause of Jagat? After so much of Vedanta. Jagat. Is it not Brahma, Paratma, Chaitanya? Then how it is not a cause? It is a cause without being a cause. Why? It is just like saying the rope is the cause of snake. Can ever the rope be the cause of snake? That's all. That type of cause it is. Means what? Rope, because of ignorance, appears as snake. Really speaking, rope has nothing to do with the snake. Rope will wonder if it has got, it is aware. What this Vedanta is always Rajju Sarpa, Rajju Sarpa, Rajju. My name is being unnecessary. Anyway, they are thinking of me. It will be. so the rope will start wondering what these people are talking. Rajju Sarpa, Rajju Sarpa, Rajju Sarpa, Rajju Sarpa. Huh? What have I to do with this Sarpa at all? They will say, is it not? So therefore, but for Vyavahara, what happens? It is Adhisthana. If rope were there is no possibility of any snake being mistaken there. So also, if Chaitanya were not there, will it be good or bad? If Chaitanya were not there, what would happen? Good. Sunday morning to come here, why should he bother? Sunday morning to come here, that problem itself will not be there. When we are coming in Sunday morning to study Vedanta. To study Vedanta, what you should have first? You should have a khilyatva. What khilyatva? Jivatva. Jivatva. I am a samsari and I want to get rid of this, etc. If Chaitanya were not there, Jagat will not be there, Jivatva will not be there. What will be there? You can't answer the question what will be there. But for Vyavahara we have to say what? Jagadandhyam prasajjeta. There will be nothing but stupor. That also answer is from what? From our present concept of the world and our individuality. You have to say what? Jagadandhyam prasajjeta. Even that, because why? Even there is nothing stupor. To know that there is stupor, what is necessary? Chaitanya, is it not? In sleep, nothing but stupor only. Ignorance of everything. To know that Pratyabhijna is required, recollection is required, and that recollection is possible after waking up. And after waking up, possible because you underwent the experience, and that experience was possible because of Chaitanya. So therefore, but for practical Vyavahara standpoint, you say Jagadandhyam prasajjeta, we say. So from that standpoint here, see. So that is how, that is what. So that is the, we can't say that it is like, say, from milk is the cause of curd. From that standpoint, we can't say Brahma is the cause of Jagat. It is the for Adhyasa, it is the Adhisthana. But Adhyastha has nothing to do with the Adhisthana. From the reality standpoint, it is not a cause at all. Again, it is not an effect of something. Why? Nitya Siddha. It is not born. Chaitanya Brahma is not something that is born to be born from something else. It is nothing but Nitya Siddha. So that is Nitya Siddha. So that being the case, it is neither the cause nor the effect. That Anantatvam means it is not an effect. Akaryatvam, Aparatvam means ahetuta. It is not a karana. So na kasya chidapi idam karyam karanam va bhavati. This Chidghana Brahma is not the effect of anything whatsoever, nor it is the cause of anything. So what exactly it is then? It is Vijnana Ghanaha Eva. From Shruti 2:4-12. It is meant by Vijnana is the Dhyapti Swarupa, Chaitanya Swarupa, the only knowledge principle. There is no two knowledge principles in the world, only one knowledge principle, Vijnana Ghanaha Eva. But why that Ghana is used? Simply Vijnana would have been sufficient. The reason also will be seen now. Vijnana Ghana Eveti Jatyantara Nishedhanam. Tadidam vastunastatvam maiki sa samuthitihi. Vijnana ghanaha eva iti jatyantara nishedhanam tadidam vastunaha tattvam put comma sa samuthitihi maiki sa samuthitihi maiki Vijnana ghanaha eva iti jatyantara nishedhanam. So Vijnana Ghanaha eva. What is meant by Vijnana Ghana means Vijnanaika Swabhavaha Ayam Atma. This Atma is nothing but Vijnanaika Swabhava means Vijnana's only Vijnana Sarupa. Vijnana means Chaitanya. Chaitanya, Jnapti Tattva, otherwise any other word. Chit or Panchadashi. Samvit. So all any word you use, that is what it is. So Vijnana Ghana, Vijnanaika Swabhava. The Swarupa is nothing but Vijnana. This Atma is of such nature. Eva iti. Eva means nothing else. Iti. Iti jatyantara nishedhanam. By that Ghana, what is implied is jatyantara nishedhanam. Negating any other jati than Vijnana. Means atra kimapi jatyantaram na asti. In Vijnana Ghana, anything other than Vijnana Chaitanya is not there. Means Chaitanya and Chaitanya alone is there. And this is the Swarupa of Brahma. Tadidam. Tadidam means idam eva. Verily this. What is that verily this? Vijnana Ghanatvam eva. So that Vijnana Ghanatva, status of being nothing but Chaitanya Swarupa, Vijnana Swarupa, only Tadidam Vastunaha Tattvam. The Tattva, the true nature, real nature of Vastu. Vastu means Brahma. Vastunaha Tattvam. Vastu means Brahma. It seems somebody said somewhere the word Vastu was used and therefore Brahmacharya, no, not our rules. Shankaracharya doesn't know Vastu because generally in our local languages Vastu word is used for what? Things having Nama and Rupa. And Brahma is what? Nama Rahita, Rupa Rahita. How can you call Vastu? In fact, true Vastu is what? Brahma, Vastu. Actually Vastu means what? That which always exists without any change whatsoever, without destruction. That is Vastu. So therefore, what is real Vastu now? Vastu is Brahma. All the things in the world are by courtesy said as Vastu because they appear to have some existence, etc. So the other way it is actually. Vastu word is meant for what? Brahma only. Other things we call like ease. Actually, easiness, existence can belong to whom? Chaitanya, Brahma only. But even the worldly things are said to be ease because temporarily they appear to be there. So therefore, Vastu is truly for Brahma only. So Vastunaha Tattvam. So that is that is the Swarupa of Brahma. Whereas Sa Samuthitihi in 68, Jivatvena Samuthitam was told, Dehendriyakya Bhutebhya Jivatvena Samuthitam. That's Samuthiti. Samuthiti means creation, Sarga, Srishti. So that what is that? Samuthiti is Abrahma Paryantam Jivatvena Samuthitihi. From Brahma onwards up to Stamba Paryanta, appearance of Jiva is what? Maiki. It is a product of what? Maya. Avidya. On account of avidya, it appears to be so. But in reality is what? This Vijnana Ghanatva alone is the Brahma Swarupa. Now, in and through the Jagat, do we perceive the Samuthiti or not? Samuthiti is there or not? Why doubt? Begin with our own embodiment. And when we say this embodiment is there as I, up to what? Hiranyagarbha automatically comes there. Jagat comes, and Jagat means Hiranyagarbha also must be there. Is on account of what? Vastu Swarupa is what? Vijnana Ghana only. There cannot be anything else other than that, but appears to be me individual and the Jagat the total because of what? Maya. What the reality now? So, they say, some of the masters say, never believe what the eyes see. You know why it is said? Never believe what meets the eyes. Eyes upalakshana for everything that is perceived. Why? One may say, what stupid thing? Huh? What you see here, taste, touch, how can you say that? Man? That is how it is. Can you believe what is experienced as a dream?
No.
Do you believe?
No.
Some, I think, some still believe. So you don't believe. You don't believe. Why? False. But here, you raise your eyebrows. Exactly. In dream, if somebody had come, dream guru had come and told, never believe what you experience. How come? If dream tiger comes, what happens? Is it real or false? It appears to be real. Where? In the dream. But when you wake up, you smile away. Is it not? Exactly. We have not woken up here. That's the problem. So wake up from the present long dream of Swapna. That's why Mandukya Karika, Gaudapadacharya doesn't give Jagrut a separate status at all. He straight away brackets it as what? Swapna. Why? In fact, that is there's no difference between Swapna and Jagruta. So that is how it is. So because of the ignorance, it appears to be real. It is Maiki. At least what should we suppose? Even if I have not discovered, at least that much Shraddha must be there. Who has told this? Brihadaranyaka, like that in the Shankara Bhasha of Chandogya, Shvetaketu, this thing, Bhashaka says, Shraddhasvatata. Sani, have Shraddha. Because the father is telling to the son as a Shvetaketu, because he was questioning this way, that way, Sani, have Shraddha. It may appear to be Dharmani as that. So why? Because it is not somebody's brainwave vessel. Upanishads are not the speculation from the easy chair after Sunday afternoon. Kuch nahi tha, aram se baitha, spin the yarn as such, not that way. That is what it is, a truth declared by who? Vedas mean Ishvara. Not simply Shruti, Yukti, Anubhava. It is Shruti has got that valid prama status of being a pramana. It is given to reasoning. How do you say it is given to reasoning? Recall what all we saw in terms of Manana here, Dundubhyat ityadi examples. Right? It was shown that the Jagat has no existence apart from Chaitanya during the Sthiti, Srishti and dissolution. So that means it is nothing but what? Chaitanya and Chaitanya Paratma only as such. So therefore, Shraddha, at least have the Shraddha. So if Shraddha itself is not there, what will happen? Subsequent, forget Viveka Vairagya. Bahuduram. First thing. That's why. So, do you mean to say Lord Krishna had no business to say Shraddhavan labate jnanam samshayatma vinashati? Two other opposites. Have Shraddha. That is the first step to gain the knowledge in due course. Samshayatma vinashyati. So Samshayantak Atma means Antakarna. Samshayantakarna vinashyati means what? Useless for even any other things in life. Forget Atma Jnana, Moksha, etc. Other things also the fellow will not be able to accomplish at all. So therefore, have that seed. The source, it is not from Times of India column. It is not from internet. Okay? Don't think that way. So it is what? From the Shruti, Upanishad. And Upanishads are Bhagavad Ukti. So therefore, even if I have not discovered, it cannot be so, it cannot be it cannot be otherwise, it cannot be wrong. So I should proceed further with that. So what is there is only Vastunaha Tattvam, which is Vijnana Ghanaha Eva. So having explained the illustration, to clarify further the parallels between the Drishtanta and Darshtanta are being now enumerated one by one. So in the different aspects that were seen in the Khilya Drishtanta are now being applied in the Darshtanta of Jagat being born of Brahma Paratma. Abdhisthaniyamaikatmyam jalasthanam tu sakshicit. Kshetrasthanam shariradi tapasthanam tu vibhramaha. Abdhisthaniyam aikatmyam add bhavati. Jalasthanam tu sakshicit. If you want, bhavati also can be taken. Jalasthanam tu sakshicit. Kshetrasthanam, if you want, before kshetra in bracket you can put lavana. Same thing, lavana kshetrasthanam, not a mistake. Kshetrasthana refers to lavana kshetrasthana. Lavana can be put in bracket. Lavana kshetrasthanam shariradi tapasthanam tu vibhramaha. Tapasthanam tu vibhramaha. So in the Drishtanta, Khilya Drishtanta, we have got the ocean. First and foremost is what? Ocean. Lump of salt is from ocean. If even Bhanu Vipaka can give the lump of salt provided, ocean is there. Otherwise you take your tap water and keep in the sun. Will the lump of salt will come there? Khilya will come? No. So ocean. First and foremost is what? Ocean. So therefore, now Abdhisthaniyam means how ocean has to be taken? Ocean as a whole. Which whole? WHOLE. As a whole, one entity. The ocean as a whole, one. As a whole, one. What do you mean by that? Lavana also is included. Because oceanic water means you can't separate the salt from that. It is not river water. If the salt also is there. So therefore, and again, in the oceanic water, there is no distinction of the water, H2O and salt. Take as not this, you can distill and separate. That is not the example. Water, oceanic water as one whole, that is to be taken. Abdhisthaniyam, it refers to what? In Darshtanta, it becomes what? Aikatmyam bhavati. Aikatmyam is what? The oneness identity of Jiva and Brahma. The oneness of Atma and Paramatma. So that is what is the Aikatmyam, the oneness identity of Atma and Brahma. That means the oneness Aikatma, Ekatmasya bhavaha Aikatmyam. The oneness of Atma and Brahma, Jiva Brahma, is like the ocean as a whole. Is that one in spite of the, what is that? The salt, the waves, foam, spray, or maybe the different things may appear to be there, but it's only what? One. Like jivas are many, how is not? That salt is one thing, or the waves are different thing, breakers are something, the spray is something, foam is other thing, like that. Or but it's what? Ocean as a one whole. So that is what Aikatmya. Jalasthanam tu sakshi chit. In the ocean, whatever that the jala is there, the water is there, it is in the place of what? Sakshi chit. See, as the ocean as the whole is nothing but oceanic water. But you take water from the particular part of ocean, that is what? Sakshi chit. Just as Paratma, Paramatma is what like that? Ocean. But in the individual upadhi, same Paramatma available as Sakshi, the illuminating principle, knowledge principle, Chaitanya, at individual level is what? Is called as Jala, the water. So Jalasthanam, in the place of water from a particular place of, a particular part of ocean, it is in the place of what? Sakshi Chit. The Chaitanya which is the Sakshi in each and every individual Upadhi Jivas. Now what is that salt Kshetra Sthana? Kshetra is what? Lavana Kshetra, the salt fields or salt pan. So Lavana Kshetra Sthanam Shariradi. Our embodiment Adi, Stula Sharira, Sukh Sharira, Antakarna, all these Indriyas and all that. That Shariradi is what? In the place of what? Kshetra Sthanam. In the place of the Kshetra, salt pan or salt field. Tapasthanam tu Vibhramaha. In the place of Tapa, Bhanu Vipaka, heat of the sun, what is that? Vibhrama. What Vibhrama? Described as Avidya in stanza 67. In stanza 61, Abrahmastamba paryantam jivata syad avidya was told. That avidya is here called as Vibhramaha, the ignorance. So that is it. So let us see one by one. In the place of ocean, what is that? Jiva Brahma Aikya. In the place of water, Sakshi Chaitanya at the level of individual Upadhi. In the place of Lavana Kshetra Sthana, salt pan or salt field, Sharira, etc. In the place of heat of the sun, Tapa, Bhanu Vipaka, is the Vibhrama Avidya. Further, Khilyasthanam Chidabhaso Yogat Kartrutva Bhoktrute. Khilyasthanam Chidabhaso Yogat Kartrutva Bhoktrute. Drashta Shrota Dvijo Gauro Dhani Goman Bhavet Tataha. Drashta Shrota Dvijo Gauro Dhani Goman Bhavet Tataha. Khilyasthanam Chidabhasaha. Add Jivaha. Further add Tasya. Khilyasthanam Chidabhasaha. Add Jivaha. Further add Tasya. Yogat Kartrutva Bhoktrute. Add Staha. Not Stha, but Staha. Yogat Kartrutva Bhoktrute Staha. Tataha. Tataha. Drashta, Shrota, Dvijaha, Gauraha, Dhani, Goman, add afterwards, Adi Sarvopi Prapanchaha, continue Bhavet. Goman, add, Adi Sarvopi Prapanchaha, add Bhavet. Khilyasthanam Chidabhasaha. Who is the place of lump of salt? Khilya. Chidabhasaha. Here Chidabhasa is not simply Chidabhasa. Dehadvaya Vishishtaha Chidabhasa, otherwise called as Jivaha. So Chidabhasa means the Chidabhasa, reflection of Chaitanya, characterized by, endowed by Dehadvaya. What are Dehadvaya? Stula Sharira, Stula Deha, and Sukshma Deha means Jiva. So the kill lump of salt in the place of lump of salt, who is there? Chidabhasaha Jivaha. So Chidabhasa characterized by the Shariradvaya, Dehadvaya, the Jiva individual. Tasya, of that Jiva, say, Yoga. Yogat means Sambandhat or Tadatmyat, on account of relation. What type of relation it is? Tadatmya, identification. What type of yoga it is? You have to take Abhasa Yogat or Ajnana Yoga. Because of identification with the Chidabhasa. Because Dehadvaya by themselves are inert, but because of identification Chidabhasa appear to be sentient Jiva. So, or Ajnana Yoga, on account of connection to Ajnana, means on account of ignorance of one Swarupa. What happens? The Dehadvaya are mistaken as I, and what results is Kartrutva Bhoktrute Staha. These two statuses arise. What are those? Kartrutva, I am the doer. Kartrutva Bhoktruta, I am the experiencer. So Karta, Bhokta, these notions come. To whom? Jiva. So how come? Jiva, how can Jiva have it? Chaitanya cannot have it. Upadhyaya is inert, but Chidabhasa makes that job. So therefore, consequent, Chidabhasa, not simply Chidabhasa, ignorance also. Chidabhasa in union with Ajnana, ignorance, gives rise to the wrong notion. I am the doer, I am the experiencer. And tataha, when these notions have come up, account of identification of the body and the embodiment, and that embodiment appears to be sentient because of Chidabhasa, thereafter what happens? All these hosts of samsara starts. What are those? Drashta, I am who? Seer. Shrota, hearer. Dvijaha, I am a Brahmana, I am a Kshatriya, I am so and so. Gauraha, I am fat. Dhani, I am rich. Goman, I have got lot of cattle. In those days, wealth was in terms of cattle and all that. So now in terms of bank balance, especially where? Swiss banks, okay? Not here. I don't know. At least having got the money, let the country get some benefit. Starting from politicians, they are the first number rogues. All money there in foreign banks only. At least country would have got some benefit anyway. Okay. So that is what. So that is how it is. So Dhani, Goma, because in terms of cattle, horses, elephant, the riches were counted those days, etc. So that is Goman. Adi sarvaha api prapanchaha bhavi. So Adi sarvaha api prapanchaha. All the prapancha, entire, that is what? This Jagat Samsara comes into existence. Bhavit becomes means comes into existence. So these are the parables. Now let us see what happens there. Ocean appears to be what? Lump of salt. Can you ever believe? What is ocean and what is lump of salt? But because of Bhanupaka, it happened. So also, here do you know what happened? Paramatma, Brahma, appears to become Jiva. On account of what Vipaka here? Avidya Vipaka. So therefore, Pratyagatmaiva sad Brahma paroksham abhavat tada. Brahmaiva sannayam chatma samsaritvam avaptavan. Brahmaiva sannayam chatma samsaritvam avaptavan. Tada, add mohavashat, pratyagatma sadbrahma eva paroksham abhavat. Paroksham abhavat. Ayam cha atma brahma eva san samsaritvam avaptava. So when that Brahma on account of ignorance appears as Jiva. What happened now? Mohavasha on account of avidya. So, Pratyagatma Sad Brahma Eva. Who is this Pratyagatma? I? Sad Brahma. And do you know what it does? There is Brahma, I should gain the knowledge of Brahma. Who? Oneself is nothing but Brahma. And then what happens? All along being Brahma, Atma, parades as what? Samsari. I am a samsari. I am a dukhi. I want to have this, I want to have that, I want to get this, I want to get that, I want to avoid this, I want to avoid that. Who? Brahma. And who is Brahma? Advayananda Paratma. 10th chapter, Panchadashi. Advayananda Paratma. And samsari, jiva, bullied by all nooks and corners. So think of it. Bhagavan also has no sympathy. You know why? Bhagavan says, see how great drama I play. What is it? Me itself what? Parading as what? Trahimam, Pahimam, etc. So, but it needs lot of objectivity to know that. So that is what it is. So do you mean to say, what? Vedanta is cock and bull story? Is that? Nothing, no else, other thing to do. And therefore what? You go on there. So that's what it is. Let us see in detail next time.
Om Swasti Prajabhya Paripalayanta Nyayena Margena Mahimayesha Go Brahmanebhya Shubhamastu Nityam Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Kale Vashatu Parjanya Prithvi Sasya Shalini Desho Yangsho Varahita Brahmana Santu Nirmaya Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina Sarve Santu Niramaya Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukha Bhag Bhave Asato Ma Satgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amtam Gamaya Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om Swasti Prajabhya Paripalayanta Nyayena Margena Mahimayesha Go Brahmanebhya Shubhamastu Nityam Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Kale Vashatu Parjanya Prithvi Sasya Shalini Desho Yangsho Varahita Brahmana Santu Nirmaya Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina Sarve Santu Niramaya Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukha Bhag Bhave Asato Ma Satgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amtam Gamaya Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti Shanti Shanti